As some of you may know already, what's up, guys? It's Joe Cronin from the Joe Cronin Show. Tommaso Ciampa is out. He's about to have surgery in the next few days. Tommaso Ciampa has a bad neck injury that they thought they could make it to WrestleMania weekend for the NXT TakeOver. They thought wrong, and it has crept up really quickly on him and advanced, and therefore the surgery must happen. He will miss probably between 6 to 14 months or possibly longer with this neck surgery. So we could see Tommaso Ciampa could be out until next WrestleMania or even beyond. That is a possibility right now, and that is very devastating for all of us who have been so invested in this build, in this match, in this blow-off match, and everything else. Really kind of has ruined everything, and unfortunately, that is where we are right now with Tommaso Ciampa being out. It is devastating news, and that's all we have to go on right now. Apparently, it looks like WWE was going to try to get away with getting to the NXT TakeOver with him operating, but something accelerated or began to press him recently. I'm sure it was pretty severe. But it is what it is, and I don't know what to say. Jim Ross compared the Lacey Evans push to Vince McMahon wanting to rush Brock Lesnar. So, I mean, I think he's right, because we saw Lacey Evans. She just got to NXT, really. She had sort of just showed up this gimmick on NXT, and, you know, we thought we would see some kind of push for her in NXT for the championship, and instead she's leapfrogged up to the main roster already. Still hasn't wrestled there, though, yet. And from what we saw of her at WrestleMania, appeared to be a little bit, I don't like saying green, because a lot of these people usually have a lot of wrestling experience before they're called up, and they're just maybe a little bit nervous being on the main roster. So they're not necessarily green as much as they're just not ready for that, not used to that position yet, and they got some nerves. But I think Lacey Evans, yeah, I'm very shocked as well. So I could see why, like, you know, Vince was like, damn, she's amazing. Look at how good she looks. Ooh, she's got the look. She's sexy. She's like all these things. And I could see why, you know, Vince wanted to bring her right up. She really has this sort of, you know, gladiator-like look. You know, if she was a little more athletic, she might have been on the show Gladiators if it was brought back. You know, not really sure. But that being said, I understand that comparison. Some people asked me about that. Asuka, we talked about last night. Of course, Asuka not injured anymore. It was like a brief shocker in the ring where she got injured. Mostly on her own. It wasn't really Mandy's fault. It was 80% her fault, it looks like from the video. So it happens. Tori Wilson had to answer criticism on Hall of Fame. You know, I feel bad for Tori Wilson in that regard, because you shouldn't have to. It's not your fault, Tori, that they don't know what they're doing. You know, so I congratulate her on the Hall of Fame. Fine. You know, I don't think anybody should be tweeting her, really. I felt bad that I even tweeted the one of the tweets that was out there about her on the Hall of Fame, and I tweeted below something negative, and I just feel bad for her. She didn't do anything. You know, she deserves whatever she gets, but I think people are just kind of miffed at this point, and the Hall of Fame is going to be the least watched Hall of Fame of all time this year. I can already tell that. It's absolutely. We talked about last night Vince McMahon moving up on the Forbes list among billionaires, so that was interesting. We haven't not talked about this Raw viewership. This is interesting, I think. Raw viewership for March 4th the other night was 2.7, so they went back down to their 2.7 rating. To compare, starting in January of this year, ratings drew a 2.3, a 2.7, a 2.4, 2.7, a 2.5, 2.4, 2.7, 2.9, which was their largest rated Raw last week. And then, of course, this week was, again, a step back, it felt like, and the numbers reflect that as they go back to a 2.7. I think you're probably going to see that number jump up again next week because of the WrestleMania time and the Fastlane pay-per-view. If anything major happens at the Fastlane pay-per-view, you will definitely, I believe, see WWE pull a 3 the Monday after Fastlane, and then probably lock in at a solid 2.8 leading into WrestleMania. That's my opinion on the projection in my own head and what's going on. Anyway, Tommaso Ciampa, once again, he's injured 6 to 14 months or longer, with the neck surgery happening in the next couple days. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments down below, and I will respond to those comments in my follow-up video later tonight. Plus, tonight, it's out of nowhere. right here on the Joe Cronin Show live at 11 p.m. More to come. And for anybody wondering about my comments on Twitter and Jack Dorsey and Joe Rogan podcast and how they basically lied about everything they said about wanting to include people on Twitter, but yet have banned me, and they say they never ban people unless it's an extreme case. Yet they banned me for a completely unextreme reason for life on the platform. I have a unique perspective on what they said on the podcast over on my other YouTube channel, youtube.com/corruptedpodcast. Go check out that video if you're interested in that sort of thing. And Morning Madness coming to Patreon and more coming to Patreon. I'll see you guys today throughout the day. Tweet me if you got any questions or want to talk about any news at CorruptedPod. Now here's some videos you might have missed because YouTube isn't pushing all my videos. So make sure you like, hit the bell, watch me regularly, binge watch my playlists, and that way, you tell the YouTube algorithm that you like seeing my videos. It's really about telling the algorithm that you like coming here to listen to stuff more than subscribing now. I'll see you later.